Good morning, guys. It's Jack here from Cowbell Farm. And in light of the upcoming emergency preparedness and homesteading meeting that I am going to be talking about on October the 11th, it's a Saturday. It's going to be at 10:30, and it's going to be in Wilsonville, Alabama at 25 in Maine. It's a food truck park plus like a pavilion and all of the things. So there will be food trucks there for you to get your lunch and everything else. But in light of that coming up, I just wanted to highlight some things, especially for people who cannot come out, some of the material that we're going to be covering. And so today, this one is going to be how to stay calm in a grid down emergency. And so I will be reading off of this paper because there's so much going on in my head. I'm not going to remember it all. So if I just kind of lay it out and read it, and I will also send you a digital copy of these. If you email me, I can send you the printout in a digital form, and that is cowbellfarmwellness@gmail.com if you would like to get your hands on these papers. Staying calm in a grid down situation is just as important as having supplies. Panic leads to bad decisions, and calm thinking can literally save lives. Here's how to keep a level head if the power, internet, or communications are out. Number one, take a deep breath, ground yourself, pause, take a few breaths, and just calm your nerves if you know something's going on. Whether it's a tornado destruction, a hurricane, a lot of this information I got from hurricane victims from this past hurricane in Helene in North Carolina, South Carolina, and that region, and they were without any kind of communication. They were without power. They were without gas. They were without any form of generator that they could run, anything at this point for a month or so. So this is worst case scenario, and there will be different levels that this will cover as well, especially in depth in the class. Remind yourself, I prepared for this and I can handle it. So if you're not prepared, start preparing now because you never know what's going to happen. I'm not talking about some kind of apocalypse. I'm not talking about anything like that. We know the state of the world and how fragile it is, and national debts and everything, ceilings, like everything's rising. We are in a debt bubble that could pop at any moment, but also not even that, just Mother Nature doing its thing, natural disasters doing its thing. Trees fall on our power lines consistently. Like for some reason, out here in the rural part, and we sometimes don't get power back for days. And a few years ago, we had a tornado come through, and we didn't have power for an entire week. So things happen. It's just part of it. Be prepared before they happen. Don't rush into action out of fear. Make calm, rational decisions one at a time. Assess the situation clearly. Is it just my house? Is it the neighborhood? Is it a region? Or is it national? Those types of disaster scales. And I know if your communication is down, it's probably going to take a while to know, especially if you don't get news or things like that. And we have never had, like that I know of, like a severe blackout of any way where your internet was completely down. My phone has always worked even when the power was out, and I could access and see what's going on. So it would be a little more scary if it was that you actually had no cell service and you couldn't get in touch with other people. Gather your phone if possible, radio, NOAA, hand cranks, and check to see if your neighbors have power outages as well. Gather the facts, not fear. Don't just irrationally think of the worst case scenario. Stick to a plan. If you have a plan ahead of time, follow it step by step. I recommend you get a plan. I recommend that you get a plan with your family that doesn't live around you. If you have kids and grandkids that live an hour away or 2 hours away or even more, 30 minutes away, have a plan in place where when a disaster happens, you will be able to meet at a certain place, have a plan to get together and try to come together, especially if it's like days or ends up being longer. So have a plan on what to do the first 48 hours, and then have a plan what to do the first week, and then the second week, and thereon. If you haven't, make a short-term plan. Secure your location, doors and windows. Ensure everybody is accounted for. Inventory your water, food, lights, and tools. That is very important, that you already have an inventory of what you have on hand and how many people that can accommodate and how long that can accommodate those people. Focus on the next 6 hours. Don't get overwhelmed by what if it lasts for weeks. Ask yourself, what do we need to be okay for the rest of this day? Work in small time frames, 6 hours, then reassess. Use tools that bring peace. Listening to calm music, if you have the ability to charge your phone or have a radio, light a candle or a lantern. Soft lights like calm your brain. They actually do really well for, like, that's why when people low light in the evening before they go to bed, they sleep better, because it just calms your brain down. Journal or pray if that is meaningful to you. I say pray because that is meaningful to everybody if you love Jesus. Stay connected. Talk calmly with family and neighbors. Reassure children and give them small tasks to help. That way they are helping with the project and they don't get scared. Be careful not to let your anxiety shuffle down to the children. If you're alone, focus on communication, battery-operated radios, texting if cell towers allow, note writing for local coordination. Take action on what you can control: preparing meals, purifying water, setting up sleeping areas, and keeping a routine. Eat, rest, check supplies, hygiene, things like this. Limit fear-based input. Avoid rumors, speculation, or conspiracies from panicked neighbors or social media if that is still working. Stick to verified radio, news, and emergency channels. Don't let all the lies. We have seen so much of that in the past month. Just the amount of trying to keep people confused is, like, I think a tool of Satan. Just keep you in confusion and always searching things. Don't be distracted. Stop being distracted by all the avenues and just focus on something. You don't have to know everything. You do not have to know everything. Our brains were not made to know the amount of information that we put into our heads on a daily basis. That's why anxiety comes, because we are feeding fear. Read your Bible, pray, things like that to calm you. Let's see. Use stressing techniques: deep breathing, stretching, light exercise, herbal teas, chamomile, lemon balm, and even mint can help reduce stress. I know that as an herbalist that these are very wonderful things to have. And keep perspective. Power outages and crises have happened all throughout history. This is nothing new. Most people get through them. You can calm yourself, and calming yourself is a survival skill. That is your number one survival skill, is staying calm and making rational decisions and not doing anything out of fear. So, to recap, it is, let me just read these off one more time. Take deep breaths, access the situation clearly, stick to the plan, focus on little bits of time at a time. Even if it's like, you don't have to do 6 hours, let's focus on the first 2 hours. Let's focus on the next 2 hours. Stay as peaceful as possible. Stay connected if allowed. Take actions on what you can control. Limit fear-based input. Use stress relief techniques and keep a perspective. Your perspective on things should be the most important. Now, everybody's perspective varies from time to time, but we have to get to a place where, in a crisis situation, number one, we don't wait until it happens to be prepared. Be prepared ahead of time. So always be prepared for long-term power outages, long-term water outages. There's a variety of things that could possibly happen. And, if it would have been the first part of this year, up until August, it rained every single day. So we would have had no problem with getting water because we would have had access to rain. Now, since August started, it has not rained. And so we are over 2 months in of absolutely no rain. I think we had a 20-minute rain about 3 weeks ago, and that was it. So have ways to access water. Water will keep you alive. You can live without food. You cannot live without water. So have a way to purify, cleanse water. If you have to go get water, I have a swimming pool. If I had to go get water out of my swimming pool, I could boil this water, I could purify it, and then I could put it through a filter and try to get rid of as much as I could possibly get out of it, toxins or, I mean, it's natural bacteria and stuff in there, but you don't want to drink that just straight from a swimming pool. It is not a running swimming pool now, so the water is green, but we do have a reservoir. So there's over 30,000 gallons of water in that swimming pool at any given time. So that is my backup plan. If you can harvest rainwater, you can even just set a bucket out under the edge of the roof, under a gutter, catch that, use that. You can boil it if you want. You can run it through a filter if you want. Boiling is not necessary. We run our water through a filter, and actually the filter adds stuff to it for some reason. It's a charcoal filter, and it actually adds impurities to it because I have used my zero water tester gauge and went and stuck it under the tap water, and tap water has 250 something parts per million, and that's at my house. It varies from house to house and in place to place on how much actually comes through, and that is fluoride, that is chlorine, that is testing for all of those things, so it's picking up every part per million. And then I can go stick it in my swimming pool, and because we didn't keep it heavily chlorinated and the sun kills a lot of the bacteria, it was way lower than the tap water. It was registering at like 1 something. And then I used my zero filter and put pool water through it and puddle water through it, and it would come out zero every single time. The rainwater ran off of my roof into a 5-gallon bucket, and I tested it, and it came up zero. So it didn't even need to be filtered. You know, it had leaves and stuff from the wind blowing from storms and things like that. But, you know, just run it through a cheesecloth. You're fine. The clouds actually purify things as well. And I know that people say there's chemicals, but the clouds also purify things as well. It's clean when it comes down. So worst case scenario, just drink it straight off the roof. It's fine. It's actually better than tap water. I mean, 250 parts per million and zero. I mean, I'm going to take my chances with the rainwater, you know, point blank, just that. I do have a charcoal water filter that I am going to show you how I put together. However, I am going to buy different filters in order to make it this time because I was not happy this last time with the way that the water filtered. It seemed to run through really fast, and I thought it needed to be a slow seep, and it sounded to me like it was rushing through that filter so fast. And I know that at the beginning, before it has a lot of heavy things caught in it, it will go faster. But I'm not running tap water through it, so I'm just running rainwater through it. So it was coming out 12 parts per million on the other side of the filter and zero when it went in. So I'm not sure I'm helping myself by filtering the rainwater, if you catch what I'm saying. But I will have a video on how to build a water filter for emergency uses as well, and that will be coming up. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to come out because I actually have to order the filters and hope that they will get here. But that may be November because this month is just busy. It may be December. So just be looking for that in November or December, the building of it. I will have my water filter present at the event on the 11th in Wilsonville, so that people can see how it's built. And like I said, I will say that the filters, I do not like them. It was a Nespero filter, and the first time I got them, they were fantastic, and then I don't know what happened after that. Like, they lasted a really long time. Like, I think I got over 2 years of use out of them, and they were supposed to be like the Berkey knockoffs, but Berkey filters are still one of the top ones. There's so many more now that they've come out with. So I'm going to do some research and I'll let you know which ones I get. And our next video will be coming out as well. So this is step 1 on how to stay calm during emergency situations. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.